The three members of the AUKUS alliance, that is the United Kingdom, the United States and Australia, have now agreed on a new defence deal. Under a new trilateral cooperation, the three nations will jointly begin collaborating on hypersonic and counter-hypersonic weapons and also on developing their electronic warfare capabilities. The United States, the United Kingdom and Australia have launched their landmark security pact. They did so last September. And they also did this in a very dramatic and covert fashion, when Australia decided to scrap a multi-billion-dollar submarine deal that it had originally struck with France, infuriating and also in many ways embarrassing Emmanuel Macron after that pact between Australia and France was struck down. In its place, AUKUS was proposed, and it was proclaimed as allowing the three allies to share their advanced technologies. The new collaboration is, of course, a move in the same direction. Concerns about European security have intensified ever since Russia invaded into Ukraine on the 24th of February. Biden administration is investing in research and development of hypersonic missiles. A statement by the leaders has said that in the wake of Russia's unprovoked, unjustified and unlawful invasion into Ukraine, we reiterated our unwavering commitment to an international system that respects human rights, the rule of law and the peaceful resolution of disputes free from all coercion. The three leaders also reaffirmed their commitment to a free and an open Indo-Pacific. According to Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison, hypersonic missiles like cyber capabilities are a key part of modern combat technology, and that Australia wants to significantly upgrade its capabilities. Morrison further added that the agreement is about creating peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Listen to what he had to say.
We do these things to keep Australians safe. We do these things to bring balance and strategic certainty to our region, and that's why we work with so many partners in the region. We engage in this as an effort to achieve peace and stability, not the alternative. The reason we invest in all of these things is to create a peaceful environment and a stable environment in our region, not one driven by conflict.
Meanwhile, the announcement has come just weeks after Moscow said that it had launched the missiles for the first time in its war in Ukraine. Russia is seen as the most advanced nation in this field. Pentagon officials are seeking to match or to get ahead of China's and Russia's advances in the cutting-edge strategic weapons technology, especially when it comes to hypersonic missiles. Remember, over the course of the last 1 year, Russia has several times tested new hypersonic missiles. Just yesterday, what is interesting is that the American military announced that it had tested a hypersonic missile of its own. Now, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency said that it recently had completed a free flight test of an aircraft-launched hypersonic missile. Reportedly, this was a test that took place in the middle of March, but it was kept quiet to avoid appearing to escalate. The geopolitical tension surrounding the Russian invasion of Ukraine is, of course, a clear case that is being looked at as a context for it. Hypersonic missiles can deliver nuclear weapons. They can fly at more than 5 times the speed of sound. A hypersonic weapon flies in a trajectory that is said to be low in the atmosphere, potentially reaching a target more quickly. Maneuverability is a crucial feature of hypersonic missiles, making it much harder to track and defend against. Russia, China, the United States and North Korea have all test-launched hypersonic missiles. France, Germany, Australia, India and Japan have been working on hypersonic missiles, while Iran, Israel and South Korea have conducted basic research on the technology. Now, China is also aggressively developing the technology. When asked about the new cooperation deal, China's United Nations ambassador Zhang Jun warned against measures that could fuel a crisis like the Ukraine conflict. The hypersonic missiles are considered the next generation of weapons. These missiles are characterized by their ability to travel faster, several times faster than the speed of sound. Our next report gets you the details.
Considered the next generation of weapons, these missiles are characterized by their ability to travel at speeds of more than Mach 5, or 5 times the speed of sound. There are two types, the hypersonic cruise missile and the hypersonic glider. The latter is carried by a ballistic missile. The glider separates from its missile to reach the upper atmosphere above 50 kilometers. Then it hovers at hypersonic speed towards its target along an unpredictable trajectory. The objective is to maintain altitudes above anti-missile or anti-aircraft defence systems. Without propulsion, it gradually decelerates and can perform evasive actions such as zigzags to reach its target by thwarting opponent interception systems. The cruise missile, meanwhile, has its own propulsion in the form of a ramjet with supersonic combustion. Once in flight, the missile moves at high speed before diving onto its target. This missile flies at a lower altitude than the glider at around 20 to 30 kilometers and can maneuver in full flight, which is its advantage.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.